slow down the process so you can read it while watching the video. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is your router. Now let's see the difference between switches and see. We have completed how many topics? We have completed the routers. All
Routers.
right. We have completed this thing. Okay. We have completed this collision and shared medium and all. All right. Now I will show you what is the difference between L2 switch and L3 switch. Okay.
Yeah.
See, L2 switch are those switch which only switch. L2 only do the switching. Okay. Let's start the IP address. Wait, I'll show you in Paint. I'll show you the difference. I think there is a difference, but why it is not showing? Wait. Mm, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, where it is here? This, okay, I'll show you by writing. See now what is the difference between L2 and L3? Okay. All right. L2 switch. You can also write it down in your book as well. Okay.
Yeah, I'm writing it.
L3 switch. The first difference. The first difference is L2 switch. It only does layer 2 forwarding. Let's say it only do layer 2 forwarding. Layer 2 forwarding. And what about L3 switch?
It
It does switching and routing both. It does switching and routing both. Switching and routing both. And it only does switching. Right?
yeah.
Switching, switching and routing both. And it does only layer 2 forwarding, which is called switching. That is switching. Okay. The first difference. It only does the switching and it does switching and routing both. Right. The second difference. The second difference is it's only work on MAC address. It's only work on MAC address. And about the L3 switch, it works on both. It works on it works on MAC and IP address both. All right.
Yeah.
The third thing is about layer 2 switch. It only maintain MAC address table. It only maintain MAC address table, whereas in L3 switch, it maintain both. It maintain both routing and MAC table. It maintain both. Third thing is You cannot configure IP address in layer 2 switch except management IP. I'll show you what is this. 4. You cannot configure IP address in L2 switch except management IP. Except management IP address which is given to VLAN 1, which is given to VLAN 1. So in L2 switch, we cannot configure the IP address. So if you want to configure the IP address, then we can configure for VLAN 1. Okay.
Okay.
Now what about the L3 switch? In L3 switch, we can configure the IP address. Here, we can configure the IP address on a particular port after giving command, because by default L3 switch is a switch, right? So we have to give command. After giving command, no switch port. Means what we'll do, we'll go to the L3 switch and we'll tell that, hey L3 switch, right now this port is not a switch port. Now consider this port as a routed port.
Okay.
So after giving no switch port command, you can configure the IP address on L3 switch. Okay. So this is the major difference in L2 switch and L3 switches. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You can take the screenshot as well.
All good.
Okay. So I have completed this point also. Okay. Now I will cover all these things. Don't worry about this. First, I am focusing line by wise, right? If I directly teach you anything, you will not get the point. So that is why I'm going by my way. So now we'll do the IP addressing V4 and subnetting and all. But before that, we'll do the compare TCP and UDP. Earlier in the CCNA, there is a whole OSI model and comparing the TCP IP model to OSI model, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but in new CCNA there is no OSI model, there is no TCP IP model. It is just want us to know the TCP and UDP comparison. Okay,
Yeah.
so that I'll show you the comparison. Okay, but before showing the comparison, let's first focus on IP addressing because that is an important chapter,
So
IPv4.
the ISO model is gone in the new CCNA.
Yeah, it is gone because see, in originally we are using TCP IP model.
Yeah.
OSI model is only used to reference, right? Is only
Yeah.
used for reference. In real time, TCP IP model is used, and that is also in TCP IP model we only concern about TCP and UDP. Okay, so that thing
What
we'll
about
do.
SATP?
SITP. What it is
S
SITP?
um TCP, UDP,
TCIP.
and
TC, TCP IP. Na? So this is the TCP and UDP.
okay. There is another one
This is
call STP or something. I can't remember now.
I don't know. It's okay.
It
But
used
right now
for
let
video streaming, high fast video streaming protocol something.
I don't know. But CPOE, I think you're thinking about. I don't know, sir. Let's focus on this another topic, which is very big topic.
Yeah.
IP addressing and subnetting, and plus we have to configure this. Wherever it is written that configure, it means we have to do the practical also. Okay, we
Okay.
have to do the practical only. Plus, but I will explain the subnetting and all. So let's focus. So you already know what is IP addressing on all, right?
Yeah.
But then also we'll do in a very quick manner what is IP address. So let's start. What is IP addressing and subnetting? So here you need the book at the time of subnetting, not right now. At the time of subnetting, you need the book. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what is IP address? So IP address is of 4 octet, 4 byte, 32 bit decimal address, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in IPv4, one field size is of 8 bit and total there are 4 fields. So if one field size is of 8 bit, then how much for 4? 32 bit, right?
Yeah.
So the total size of IPv4 is of 32 bit because one field size is of 8 bit. So 4 field size is of 32 bit, right? So IP
Yeah.
address is of 32 bit. So I prove one point. 8 bit is equal to 1 byte. So for one field it is 1 byte. Then 4 field it is 4 byte. So
Yeah.
4 byte. Group of it is called octet. So this is 1 octet. So about 4 it is 4 octet, right?
Yeah.
And it is a decimal address. Dot in dotted it is 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot 10, right? So this is a decimal address. It is not an hexadecimal address like MAC address, right? It is a decimal
Yeah.
address.
Yeah.
It is also called as layer 3 address and logical address, right? Now what is
Layer.
this?
Yeah.
Now what is this is called mask, and this is
Yeah.
very much important factor, right? Because without mask in IPv4 you cannot do anything, right?
Yeah.
And don't forget, mask shows how many bits are in a network. What mask shows? How many bits are in a network.
In the network. Yeah.
Mask shows how many bits are in a network. So now let's move ahead. Let's see here. So what is IP address? IP address is just a set of number. IP address without subnet mask is just a set of numbers. See the importance of subnet mask, right? Because
Yeah.
if it is not supported by mask, then it is just a number.